Alrighty, as promised, double header. We are going to finish this thing, hopefully. I'm just going to get right at it. I've already peeled the next couple of pieces. I say we just pick up the airbrush and we just keep going. I said 30 minutes. It's been longer than 30 minutes. We had a very slight emergency here at the household, but nothing major, you know, always good. And yeah, I'm going to put my second set of eyes on. I'm going to pick up the airbrush. We're going to keep going because I kind of want you to see this finished. Could I do a third segment? If I did a third segment, I will talk about that as I'm airbrushing. And there is a reason behind that, because what makes roses look very cool is if you actually make them look wet. And what I mean by making them look wet is by putting water droplets on it. Now, unfortunately, to put water droplets on it, I actually use real water. And we will do that. We will do that. We may not do it with the rose, but we will do a segment on airbrushing where we actually use real water droplets to make water droplets. It's a very cool effect. Unfortunately, you have to do the water droplets, you have to spray them a particular way, and then basically you gotta let the water evaporate. Little bubbles of water, you gotta let them evaporate. Basically overnight, and then you come back the next morning and it's like, wow, you look at the, you look at them and they almost look real. Especially when you put a clear coat over them. They look very cool. You can highlight them, put a little spot of white on them. They look very cool. We will probably do that in a future video. We might do it tomorrow. We might do it on the rose. You never know. You never know at Sharp Customs. You know, we never know. You know, it's all on the fly type of thing. I'm going to grab my airbrush. I'm going to grab my $10 airbrush. And I'm going to get a crack-a-lackin'. It's a big old petal. Let's just do this big old petal. Yeah, I'm coming in a little heavy. Hey! What are you doing? Put the camera on that guy. Look how big that guy is getting. Hey? Look at it. Oh yeah, he likes the air. He likes the air. You're a good boy. You're a good boy. Why don't you go play somewhere else? Let us do our video. Go get your bone. Good boy. Get your bone. Get your bone. Yes, that's our new addition to the family, our little four-legged friend Max. He is, he's a pretty good dog. You know, he's still pretty young. He's still what I consider a baby. You know, he's probably going to frickin' try and jump up here and grab my airline. Hopefully he just grabs a stick of wood or something to play with. He is a handful, I'll give you that. You know, like all babies, they're handfuls. We've had our share. You know, we got, technically we've got 5 kids all in total, so, you know, we know all about that stuff. This is very, very cool. I know camera girls, she's trying to do the best she can to, you know, videotape this, make it look as, you know, as good as possible. Yeah, here I am. You know, I get a lot of comments. You know, I get a lot of comments from beginner airbrushes, and they go, "Come on, Sharpie, what are you doing, man? Give us something else, man. I'm getting tired of, you know, dagger strokes." You know, and I'm sorry, man. Dagger strokes is part of it. You know, it's just part of airbrushing. That's what it's all about. Do you have to do dagger strokes all the time? Well, obviously, no, you don't. I'm going to darken up this whole outer edge. I'll blend it back. Yeah, not too keen on that lighter, you know, the lighter in there, because it's supposed to actually be dark. But I'm going to take care of that. Don't you worry. I'm going to take care of it. We're just going to keep on. We're just going to keep on keeping on, because I believe the last minute was, I believe it was something like 38 minutes, something like that. I'm going to try and keep this one a little bit tighter. Best thing with your petals is you look at the point, kind of like this one or this one, and you always, you know, you're kind of always fading towards those, you know, towards those points. It's more of a what am I looking for? It's more of an illusion. It's more of an illusion. Do real roses look like that? No, man. I've seen airbrush artists do roses that, you know, they look real. They look real. I'm not all about the you know, the realism. I mean, if that's what you're into, well, hey, that's great. You know, make it look real. I'm more into the kind of give the make it look like a rose kind of deal. Do I want it to look real? Well, I don't know. Not sure about if I want it to really look real, or I want it to look airbrushed, or I want it to look sketched. I want it to look cartoony. I guess that's up to the each you know, individual that's doing the work. That would be the way that I see it. You know, if you want it to look, you know, super real, where you spend many hours coming in, and I've seen guys do airbrushings on the photorealism, where, you know, they use a little eraser and they rub out the highlights, and then they come back in. They're using inks in most cases, and they make it look so true to the, you know, the reference picture that they're using. Kind of drives me crazy, because that's not really, I'm more about having fun. I'm more about having fun with the airbrush. I like to make things kind of look like they look, but at the same time, I also want to have, you know, kind of want to have, I want to have fun with it. You know, I want to spend a lot of time with it. everything has its own amount of time. I just want it to kind of resemble what it's supposed to be. Kind of look cool. You know, give you that perception. Oh wow, that, you know, that's cool. That's a rose. But you know, everybody's got their own. Everybody's got their own avenue of which direction they want to go. Most of the stuff that I do, it's on the fly. I don't get a whole lot of customers anymore that want stuff airbrushed. Every once in a while, it's kind of nice. Kind of nice when, you know, somebody comes along and they say, "Oh, you know, Sharpie, I'd like you to airbrush me, you know, a skeleton climbing out of a coffin on the hood of my truck." It's kind of like, oh, you know, now it becomes a challenge. Becomes a challenge. You know, can I do it? Hell yeah. You know I can do it. Some of this stuff, there is no, like I say, there is, you know, you get petals pushing out, so you can kind of do these weird lines and fades. Some of them like this, where they're on the kind of the outside of the flower. It's kind of like, it's kind of guesswork, I guess you could say. It's kind of like you just start fading it, and you kind of let the, you know, you kind of let the airbrush kind of dictate kind of what's going on with the petal. I know you're probably sitting there and you're probably going, what do you mean, man? It's not the airbrush, it's you. And yeah, you're right. You're right. It's me, but I still let the airbrush kind of dictate, you know, how much paint is going where, is what I'm trying to say. You know, yeah, obviously I am the one in control. No doubt about it. I'm the one in control of the airbrush. But sometimes, you know, there's no rules. There's no rules. You know, it's the airbrush. It's the airbrush laying the paint down. You know, and I'm just kind of letting the airbrush lay the paint down. What can I say? What can I say? You know, we got a couple more petals. I hope I can blow these out quick. Much bigger petals, obviously. They are much bigger petals. They take a little bit more, you know, paint to fill. I'll just pull them off. What I got? Two more petals, three more petals to do. And then I'd like to do, I don't have all these green leaves here. I don't have them all cut. I think I went with 3 of them. You know, it's totally your own option. Could I have cut all 4 of them? Sure, I could have. I could have cut all 4 of them. I can't pull that petal, obviously, because I got to do this one first. Trying to figure out what direction it's going. It's kind of doing, you know, obviously, like I said, the point. You know, so, but you got to kind of figure where, you know, where's it coming from? Where is it coming from? It's coming like this. That's what it's doing. It's going like this. So we're just gonna, you know, we're just gonna kind of do this. It looks very You know, you would look at that and you'd go, oh, well, that's very, I'm just, you know, I'm just lightly kind of mapping out kind of what I want to do. I don't want, like in this one here, I don't know if the camera can see it, but there's some finer lines in there. And I don't really want that everywhere. I want it a little more subtle, you know. These ones here, I'll probably fade those in a little bit darker because, let's face it, the petals don't, you know, they don't have lines like that. And you got to think of kind of the way you think that the petal is curving, I guess, in a sense. And it doesn't, you know, it would help to have, you know, a couple reference pictures, you know, that you could look at while you're doing it. That most certainly helps. Now we know that all the petals on the rose, they all kind of, they have this, like, you know, they have a curve. And what I would say is, like, you know, the hot spot in the curve is always, you know, it's kind of central, it's kind of in the middle. You know, that's why every petal you look at, I've got more of the dark towards the center. Not every one, these outer ones, I've actually put the darker red towards the outside. And there is a reason for that. Because they're on the outside. They're on the outside looking in. Nah, that's just a joke. I'm just kidding. Don't listen to that crap. But they're on the outside and they're kind of obscured to the whole, you know, rolling kind of outward. It's all about graduation of paint. It's all about, you know, a lot of people, they just want to get in here and they just want to go, you know, with the paint. That's kind of not what you want to do. You just want to bring it on. You just want to bring it on just, you know, kind of slowly. Like, let the paint graduate into kind of where you want it to go. And that's the beauty with an airbrush, is, you know, you can do that. It's very cool. That's what kind of drew me to the airbrush. What, you know, obviously it took, don't get me wrong, it took me years. You know, it took me years. You know, you get these weird, you get lights and darks and stuff like that, and all that does is make it cool. It just makes it cool because, you know, you can run a line through there, a little bit darker. You know, obviously we already know that this lighter substance here, this lighter section, we already know that that is supposed to be dark. I'm leaving it light so that you can see the transitions kind of the petals. We're going to move on. We're going to move on. We're going to move on. We're going to do this one. Let's do this one. Could you just fill these in? You know, could you just like let's say I you know, instead of doing a bunch of lines out towards that kind of pointed area, could I just fill it in? Sure. Why not? Why not? I could just graduate, you know, towards kind of this direction, but I also want, I like the lines because it kind of defines the direction of the petal. It defines it, it kind of gives it direction. You know, you get it super red out here near the tip. You know, bring it in, of course, the, you know, I'm going to pull back, I'm going to darken in that blue, you know, my background. I'm going to darken out. I'm going to darken this edge so it kind of defines it. I kind of like that with the, I don't know what you call it. It's a little bit of just transition between, you know, the red. When I say that, I'm talking about, you know, the lines. This is what I'm kind of doing in there. You know, I know it's hard to see, but that's kind of what I'm doing, because that's like this edge. I could come in, I could make it hot, I can make it red, and then I can blend. Where these two petals kind of sort of meet, I can kind of make it hot. You know, I would normally do that probably with a little bit darker tone, probably a red with a, you know, couple drops of black in it just to tone the red down. It's going to be much cooler when we, you know, I miss cutting a couple of these. Hopefully I got this one cut. Oh yeah, I got her cut. There we go. Last petal should be, you know, just a straightforward kind of. Should just be a straightforward kind of, you know, just going by the direction. There is no map. You know, I'm kind of going by the way it's just sitting there. The way this little piece comes down, it kicks back and then goes forward. And then I start hazing it in, make it a little bit darker. Get that edge nice and dark. That's what we want. We want the edge, especially around the outside of the flower. Then we'll haze in the blue. We'll haze it in. We'll haze it in. Certain areas you can come back, you can darken them up. You can make them petals, you know, you can make them darker. You can make them darker. This is almost kind of like a reverse of kind of what I was going for. I'm gonna quickly change color. I'm gonna pull the leaves. I'm gonna pull the leaves. I didn't make the leaves, you know, too intricate. Just wanted to keep them fairly simple. I've got a, I do have a green mix. It's not the green I would normally use for something like this, but you know, kind of limited to the colors that I use, and that's okay. Did I cut that one? I don't know if I cut it. Oh yeah, it's cut. It's cut. It's just a case of finding the cut line. There we go. And of course I'm pulling on it backwards, so we'll get it. We'll get it. We'll just take it back to the front. Now this is where, there we go, see, that's what I wanted. Had just a tiny bit of separation between them. Now this is where you could use a shield or a card to kind of separate your, you know, your flower. Like I might even put this back in there. There we go. There we go. Oh yeah, it'll do. It'll do. It'll do. We can touch it up. We can touch it up. Now I believe I only cut one over here. And I believe it was the outer. I'm hoping. That would really suck if I started to peel that. And you know, it wasn't cut around the outside edge. I used to actually, my eyes were so good I could actually see, you know, the cut lines. I don't know, maybe I need new glasses. Who's to say? Do we got the other one? Yeah, look at that, we got the other one. We got the other one right here. We're not going to do this one, we're just going to leave it out. 3, 4, what's it matter? Oh, this is a double. It's a double piece. Double piece, not sure what the oh, right there, that's that one. Just need a little piece over there just to cover it. That'll work great. I'll dump my red. You know me, I don't clean out the airbrush, I just dump it and I put the next color in. That's just the way I roll. Give it a little spray, give it a little white. My rag, that's all I do. Pretty quick, pretty simple. Give the bowl a clean. Spray it out, on to the next color. It will all blend. We got this crazy electric lime green. Not my choice of there you go, electric lime green. Now I'm only using such a little bit of this. My cap hit the floor. Oh, there it is. I'll grab it. We're just going to blast in these leaves. We just want to make them, whoa, we just want to make them a little bit green. Had a big old splatter there. There's something going on. Not really too sure what's going on there. You got the paint coming out. Prior little airbrush malfunction there, just ever so slight. There we go. We're just, oh, we need another piece. Cover up the pedal. I can use any piece as long as it's close. Do the green, do the green. Doesn't gotta be, yeah. There we go. Electric lime green over the blue. Thinned her out pretty good, really. Could you do something with the green for the leaves? Could you darken areas? Yeah, you could do whatever you want. You could pull, you know, you could pull the green. Look at that there. We'll pull the green. We'll darken up closer to the flower. And we'll pull a line. I kind of like the green. I like it a little darker. You can make the leaves look a little sexier just by leave some dark spots. You can do some light spots. I think it's kind of cool because once you come in with your black, which is what I'm going to do right now. I'm going to come in with the black on those leaves. I'm just going to dump it. I'm going to blow it out. I'm not even going to clean the gun. I'm literally going to blow it out. I'm going to load some black. And I'm going to come in and I'm going to basically all I'm going to do for the leaves is I'm just going to do a basically I'm just going to do some veins. That's all I'm going to do. Kind of like kind of similar to doing lightning, believe it or not. Now you could come back and you could blow some green over top of your black. Remember, it's your picture. You make it. You make it how you want to make it. You know, do they look like leaves? Kinda. You could be more precise. You could make them more perfect. Leaves are, believe it or not. I look at leaves outside all the time. And leaves are, you know, leaves are pretty, believe it or not, they're pretty symmetrical. Yeah. How are these? Well, you know, they're okay. They'll do. They'll do for this airbrushing. How about that? I'm going to leave it at that. I'm going to darken up near the base of them. Maybe down the center of them. Maybe I'll darken them all. Look at that. How about that? You know why? You know why I'm doing this? Because it's my airbrushing. It's my airbrushing and I can do what I want with it. How's it going to look? Oh, look, see, we got a boo there. Oh, we got some boos there. You know, what can I do with it? I can load up some red, but basically I got black loaded at the moment, and I am going to basically just very quickly, I should be working from the center out. I shouldn't be using pure black. I should be using like a toned down red, obviously. You know, because trying to shadow out with just a straight up black doesn't. It's a lot harder. It's better if you have a toned down red. Now, it's, you know, it's not necessarily a fail, because you can come back and you can haze over your wherever you're messing with the black. You can haze over it with your with your red tone. You can haze over it with your red tone. I'm just barely hazing in some black. Am I mucking it? Maybe just a little. I should be carding it all, like, you know, putting a template here, put my black in, but then you have this issue when you card and template and stuff, where you get these bright lines where you didn't quite you didn't quite lap your your paper, your cards, whatnot. I'm gonna swap out the black. I've lost my cap. I'm not even gonna clean it. I'm just gonna load some red. See if I can clean up some spots. It'll be all good. Just gotta be careful. It went in this box. Oh, there it is. I got it. I got it. There we go. So basically, I'm just going to clean up those, like I say, those lines. I'll clean them up so you can't see them. I can even take the edges of the petal around. I'd rather do this with a much darker tone red, just basically so it stands out more. Like I say, like that, where I put the, the black. I can come in and I can haze all of that. And all it's going to do is just going to make it look dark. That's all it's going to do. It's going to make it look dark. We're going to bring this red along here, up here. I'm going to get rid of that, kind of the ugly trim line. There we go. There we go. I still see a little bit. Same as here. You can haze red. Everywhere I put the black, you just haze some more red. Look at that. You know, kind of makes it pop a bit, but it also tones it. Well, I think that's as far as I'm going to take this. These projects you can just go on and on and on and on and on and on. I'm going to stop right there. I'm going to unpeel it. Let's just have a look at it. Let's peel the crap off and just, let's just have a look. Let's have a look. I'll let you decide. I'll let the viewers decide. How about that? Let's take the transfer tape off. We'll take the transfer tape off, and we'll see if it looks like. We'll see if it looks like a rose. And that, I mean, did it take long? No, it didn't even really take that long. If you took your time, you spend a little more time. Normally when I do airbrushing, I spend, this is something I wanted to show that you can do with fairly decent results. Yes, this should have a stem, and it should have some thorns, and it should have some more leaves off of the stem. But overall, yes, it needs highlights, needs white highlights, still needs some little darker tones here and there. But like I said, we might do a third segment where we actually put water droplets on it. Maybe. That's not a for sure thing. I guess it's going to depend on the comments I get on this one, you know. You could say it sucks. You know, you could say, ah, that was great, you know. To me, looking at it visually, I guess when I stand up, it's not bad, but it needs more defining points, which is, that's where your highlights, you know, your shadows, and all that stuff kind of come into play. But I was just kind of doing this as kind of as quick as possible. Do you need to use the transfer tape? No, you don't. You could use card paper. You can use Frisket. There's a material called Frisket. It's actually clear, sticks on there. You can score it with your X-Acto knife, and you can peel the pieces and you stick it back on. It kind of works like static. It kind of works like static. That stuff's pretty cool. Haven't used it for years. But there you have it. Double feature tonight, or we're into the AM now. And I hope all you airbrush people out there, I do consider this beginner or intermediate. It's not that bad. If you've been practicing, give it a shot. Why not? Give it a shot. And till our next video, Sharp Customs. Share, like, subscribe. We're rolling on out. Peace. I love you all.